modder for Curse of Strahd material. Her and Dragna Carta really kind of pushed the envelope of making this amazing campaign absolutely spectacular. So we're currently in our test world. We have 3 Curse of Strahd games, and I wanted to get all of Curse of Strahd prepped before I started my 3 Curse of Strahd games, but I did not because it was a lot. It was a lot to prep. And rather than have everything prepped ahead of time or have to prep everything 3 different times, we've been prepping everything in the test world, moving it to the compendium, and then moving that compendium into the various games that we run. So, um, let's jump into it and continue Vallaki. All right. Oof. So in the town of Vallaki, in the Benios Maps pack, we are looking for the orphanage. We started putting people down for the orphanage. Here it is. And I'm actually going to mute this tab because I don't want to hear all these kids running around in the background. And we have Milovaj, Teodora, we got Headmistress Claudia Belasco, we got Felix, the MC, as it were, of this situation. So now we've got to finish populating it. So we've got some kiddos over here, and that's cool. And I went and made a bunch of toddlers to throw into this room. So Area 2... Area 2 said it was going to have a bunch of kids. So let's go check out Area 2 one more time to refresh who all these kids are. Alright. Let's see. The orphanage's main living area features a few old couches. 3 young girls crowd around a dollhouse. So we have a boy and 2 girls. That's fine. Boy can play with dollhouse. Hold on. This music's getting a little too spooky for me. Hold on. We gotta find something less spooky. Yikes. Alright. Ah, much better. Sorry, I was getting a little creeped out by the music. Alright. I don't like scary stuff, so it was, yeah. Alright. An older boy paces the room with a toddler on each hip as he tries to soothe them. Alright, so let's go to our child actor. Alrighty. So let's see. This guy, he definitely looks like he would be stuck taking care of a bunch of toddlers. Let's go grab some actual toddlers. I do have to tell you, it felt real bad to make a bunch of toddler minis for this game, knowing that they were probably going to die. Didn't feel too good about the situation. So, yeah. Not really sure where that's going to leave everybody, especially since harm to children was something that they said they don't want to see active. But, I mean, we're not going to graphically describe how horribly all the children are going to die, but we're definitely going to test how much it means to them not to have these children die. Let's see. Another boy and girl are playing a game of tag and chase each other around the furniture. An older girl sits on the couch and reads to 4 more gathered toddlers. The room is a den of chaos and noise. Alright, so let's grab this child. Let's see. We'll put a bunch of kids down. There we go. And toddlers are all really small. I guess we should make like a tiny actor for toddlers. Give them even worse stats than children. I don't know how you could have worse stats than a Dungeons & Dragons child, but who knows. Alright. Oops. Okay. And let's see. Where are the cutest, smallest children that we have? Oh no! Is it going to reset every time I change the art? That makes me sad. Oh well. It's fine. Let's see. More toddlers. There's the toddler. And let's see. There's a toddler. Nope. Nope. Come on, brain. We're gonna do like this. There you go. Toddler. Oh yeah. That's a cute one. And then let's see. Grab this. Apparently my brain really wants to change the art out this way, so you know what? I'll allow it. Go grab the cutest toddler you can. What about this one? Perfect. Okay. So now we drag out a child to read to them on the couch. Great. And then we have two kids that are running around. So let's see. Child and child. All right. Ah, those two kids are identical. All right, hold on. And let's see. We need kind of an older looking kid to read to them. There we go. And let's see. Great. Alright. So then we go to area 3. The knife block has the biggest knife missing. The caretaker's bedroom. This room smells of mothballs. Blah, blah, blah. Milovaj's bedroom. Him sick. Alright. So Milovaj, you're in room 5. And you aren't feeling good. Cool. And then, let's see. The former caretaker of the orphanage who died of old age several months ago. Their position has yet to be replaced. We'll have Teodora take that room. But, like, right now, she would probably be out and about doing stuff. Alright. Miss Belasco's office is area 6. So, that would be here. And then her suite and bathroom. Ha-cha. Okay. While modest in broad standards, the bedroom is quite nice compared to the rest of the orphanage. These quarters are spotless and meticulously organized. The furnishing includes a large bed, a wardrobe, a chest of drawers, and a table with 2 books resting on top. Toxic parenting. The hurtful legacy of corporal punishment details several abusive practices in parenting children and their negative effects. She's been trying to understand who or what might be hurting the children. Beyond the Morning Lord's sight is a thin book detailing the basics of demon and demon worshipping, including the basics of abyssal and infernal language. Talk about some red herrings here. She's studying those because she found runes carved into Cedric's bed after his death. She suspects they had some cause in the tragedy. Holy shit. Alright, let's head up to the 2nd floor, shall we? Let's see. Alrighty. On the 2nd floor, we have the 2nd floor hallway. The 2nd floor hallway has 6 different doors, most of which are left wide open. It's good to know. Open, 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 open. Okay. Let's see. The only single door at the end of the hallway is closed. Got it. The hatch on the ceiling leads to the attic. The window at the end of the hall is one from which Cedric fell to his death. Oh, shit. Okay. Elder Girls Dormitory is Area 9. Area 10 is Elder Boys Dormitory. This is the 4 oldest girls in the house are in here. If players investigate the room, they're looking for stuff. Oh, they find infernal runes scratched onto one bedpost of each. Are they infernal runes or are they abyssal runes? It's kind of important. I guess they're infernal. And they loosely translate to dark dreams. Felix uses the runes to influence the sleeper's nightmares. Well, I feel like they would be abyssal runes because this is a shadow demon, not a devil. I'm just saying, actually, it wouldn't probably have been. Anyways, so dark dreams is also carved on the boys' beds. The toddlers also have dark dreams carved on their beds. Fucking A. The nursery. There are babies. Oh no. A teenage girl holds the third baby and gently hums. Aw, Curse of Strahd, why are you doing this? Area 12. Nursery. Alright, let's go get some babies. That's what I wanted, was to have to generate art for babies. Alright, here we go. Image. Portrait of infant. Let's see what it poops out for us. I don't even have a stat block for babies. Alright, let's duplicate. And this will be Curse of Strahd baby. And we will make them tiny. Not that that will do much difference. Let's see. Cute infant. I mean, a baby is a baby, right? We could just put any baby here. Oh man, that baby's pretty cute. Yeah, we'll grab this baby. All right, let's go ahead then, and I think Midjourney knows what's coming, and it's refusing to generate actual baby pictures for us. And I am okay with that. We'll just go grab a stock photo baby. I'll feel a lot better about a stock photo baby being horribly murdered than a baby that was generated by a robot friend, I guess. Alright, look at that cute baby. Get in there, baby. It's a shame he's so blurry. Do I have to look up cute infant HD? Alright, let's try again. Give me the cutest baby you got. Perfect. Wait. There we go. Baby. Alright, so we'll save this out as a Curse of Strahd baby. Wow. Mandy Mod, I don't know what to say. I think this is a little jacked up, but it is what it is. So hopefully we never need another baby, so we're just gonna go ahead and grab baby. Oof. Oof. Alright. And for the prototype, we'll go in here. Baby. And update. Alright. Since this is an original creation, we should probably go to... What are we going to? Our compendium. And we will need to add baby. There we go. Great. Alright. And let's see. There are 3 babies. 1, 2, and then 1 with like a babysitter. Alright. This babysitter is supposed to be an older girl, so we'll go with that. And she's got the baby. Excellent. Alright. What's next? Okay, nursery. Then there's the younger girls' dormitory and the younger boys' dormitory. 3 of the beds belong to 3 boys who ran away and are currently held captive in the werewolf den. 1 of the beds belongs to Cedric, the boy who died, and the final bed belongs to Felix, who lives alone in this dormitory. Okay, that's creepy. If the players investigate the room and pass a DC 5 intelligence investigation check, looking specifically for them, they can find small infernal runes scratched on one of the bedposts of each bed. Felix's bed is the only one without any carvings. Oh, what a mystery. How will we figure this out? Alright. So then we go up to the attic. Where's the attic access? We got the stairs, and we got an activator. Does the activator just take them to the next floor? Probably. Okay, I guess we have to manually go up to the attic. Alright, the attic is rather barren of furnishing and otherwise choked with dust and cobwebs. There are a few random piles of clutter, but nothing much of significance. At the far end of the room, by the attic's only window, is a small boy sitting in a lone chair, silhouetted by incoming light. Felix is busy carving a little wooden doll with the stolen kitchen knife. Felix will only try to fool the party for so long. The demon within him is made for bloodshed, not trickery, and the longer the conversation goes on, the more his facade will dissolve. His answers become increasingly more emotionless as he seems more and more volatile. If the player tries to threaten him, Felix laughs at them in derision. He begins to handle the stolen kitchen knife more menacingly. And then the backyard is surrounded by a wooden fence with a single gate on the west side. There's wash basins. 2 teenage girls are busy washing a laundry. Alright, so it sounds like that is back here. So we would need 2 more kids out here doing the laundry. And apparently these kids are... There we go, that's fine. And we've got to take Felix, and he is actually up in the attic. That's not creepy or anything. So let's see... There we go. And I guess Felix has a knife on him? So let's see. Knife. Small knife. Great. A blunt knife used by scholars. I need it to actually deal damage, y'all. Alright, hold on. Let's see. Delete. Alright. We'll give him a dagger. And then we'll go to dagger, and we'll put kitchen knife. And we'll change it to slashing damage. There we go. And close. Alright, does that mean we have to like move another Felix in here? So it looks like Felix is chilling over here in the attic. Alright. And then we've got this lovely artwork of the demon. So I thought I already had a shadow demon, but I don't mind using this one because it's from the adventure and it looks pretty cool. Let's see, auto contrast. There we go. Save it out. Curse of Strahd, shadow, demon 3. I think I have a lot of shadow demon art that I have picked out, but I can't remember. Let's see. Fighting Felix's demon. Should a player make an overtly violent move towards Felix, the demon reveals itself and tries to kill the players. The demon is beyond reason and wants nothing more than bloodshed. The light coming from the attic's far window seems to dim of its own accord, suppressed by an unnatural invisible force. A dark putrid smoke begins to exude from Felix's skin, wafting from his body in it as an impenetrable shadow. As the boy's body slumps forward, the shadow begins to take form, arms stretching out from the center mass in long black claws. A demonic face grins, bearing rows of razor-sharp teeth. The Demon. The demon appears as a mass made of black smoke and takes on a vague, elongated form with arms, legs, and a head. This shadow form is only semi-corporeal and moves in the same insubstantial way as a ghost. When injured, it bleeds a jet-black, inky substance with an acrid smell. Felix's demon is a minor entity from the mist. Before coming to Barovia, it mindlessly swam around the demi-planes of dread and avoided the freely moving and frighteningly more powerful dark powers. Compared to the mightier beings in the mist, the demon is a relatively weak creature. However, it is consumed by its own vanity and believes itself to be quite powerful. To quote it, "Mortal ants, I have seen the shadows of the great powers moving through the dark seas around this sphere. Your paltry magics are nothing." Well, good news for you, buddy. They don't even have magic. In combat, while in combat, the demon keeps its distance, using a climbing speed to move across the walls, and using its shadow claws to attack the PCs from a 10-foot distance. Once it grows bloodied, it attempts to use its life drain ability to stay conscious, focusing its attentions on the weakest members of the party. It stays as far from any PCs that deal radiant damage, but freely provokes opportunity attacks from those with non-magical weapons, overconfident in the strength of its own damage resistance. Though malicious and proud, Felix's demon is far from stupid. It knows that it is bound to the locket and will do everything in its power to be free of its binding. However, it would also much rather be imprisoned than destroyed, and will return to its prison if no other options are available. When the demon drops below 18 hit points, it returns to possess his body directly and threatens to slit Felix's throat with the stolen kitchen knife. God damn. A canny PC can detect the demon's bluff with a DC 13 Wisdom Insight check. It will not risk being without a host. If its bluff is called, the demon attempts to flee the battle with Felix's body, hoping the player's unwillingness to hurt the child will save them from further harm. If Felix dies or the demon is otherwise expelled from its host, it will spend 2 of its next 3 turns, as defined by the demon's locket trait, trying to take the locket and force it into contact with another potential host. If by its 3rd turn outside the locket, the demon still doesn't have a host, it willingly returns to the locket to avoid destruction. Hey, what's up, Sniping Jet? Sniping Jet? Sniping Jet. When the demon drops to 0 hit points, the light coming through the attic window suddenly seems a bit brighter. Let's see. Felix, if still alive, gasps, falls to his knees, and immediately begins to sob. From this point on, he looks and acts like a normal 8-year-old boy, though heavily traumatized. If asked, he can tell the players how he found the locket and hasn't been in control of his body since. Felix has been in the backseat of his own mind, watching the demon's actions without being able to interfere. He remembers murdering his parents and Cedric, sneaking into Milovage's room at night with the locket and whispering curses at the other orphans to cause them harm. Milovage is finally awake, his stolen vitality restored. He is now able to tell the players he stole the bones for the coffin maker, Henrik van der Voort. Miss Belasco is extremely thankful her children are finally safe. Unfortunately, she has very little in the way of money with which to reward the party. She does, however, offer them safe haven and lodging at the orphanage should they ever find themselves in need. Miss Belasco also gives the party 2 potions of healing she recently received from the doctor. Whoever the fuck the doctor is. Milovage, no longer in danger of dying from illness, no longer needs them. Alright, cool. Felix's demon. So this is a medium fiend. It is chaotic evil. It's only got 50 hit points. The demon's locket. The demon is magically connected to the locket like a genie to a lamp, and when inside the locket and while the locket is closed, the demon is unconscious. While inside the locket and while the locket is closed, the demon can exit the locket and interact with the world, but only for 3 turns, after which it must return to the locket or be destroyed. This ability recharges after a long rest within the locket. In order to free itself from the locket, the demon must trade its place in the locket with a pure and compassionate soul, someone of lawful good alignment, in a ritual process that takes approximately 3 to 4 months. Symbiote. If the demon's locket is open and in physical contact with another creature, the demon has the ability to possess the creature, using them as a host to remain outside the locket for an extended period of time. If the demon is already outside the locket and the locket is closed, it also has the ability to possess a creature in physical contact with the locket. While possessing a host, the demon can extend itself beyond the possessed body in a metaphysical, shadow-like form, at which point the possessed body slumps over unconscious. While in this form, the demon can interact with the world, attack, and be targeted by attacks, but it always must remain within 30 feet of the host. If the demon's host dies or is otherwise expelled from its host while it is connected to the demon's locket, the demon has 3 turns to find a new host, return to the locket, or be destroyed as per the demon's locket trait. Shadow Claws. They do a lot of damage. Goddamn. 4d6 plus 3 slashing damage. Life Drain, plus 4 to hit, does 3d6 necrotic damage on a hit. The demon gains back hit points equal to half the damage done by this attack. And possession, one humanoid that is in contact with the demon's locket must succeed on a DC 13 saving throw or be possessed by the demon as per the symbiote trait. The demon now controls the body but does not deprive the target of awareness, nor does it share the target's knowledge or memories. The possession lasts until the body drops to 0 hit points. The demon ends it as a bonus action, or the demon is forced out by an effect like Dispel Evil and Good. The target is immune to possession for 24 hours after succeeding on a save or after the possession ends. For your consideration, hook into Washer House. When the players are leaving the orphanage, Erst Larnak, Fiona Watcher's spy, approaches. Word has reached Lady Washer of outsiders who have come to town. She wishes to speak with them over dinner. Ernst extends his invitation to the party and offers to escort them across town. Butterfly effect, the demon succeeds. In the event that the players don't stop Felix's demon, you may have the demon reappear later in the campaign, separated from the locket and stronger. You may even spread rumors about a horrible and unexplained massacre at the orphanage. Boy, I'm looking forward to that. Alright. So, let's see. Where is this locket at? Oh, we got the demon's locket. Yes, it says locket a lot. Alright. Oh my god. Alright, hold on. I could have sworn the locket was somewhere that they find it like right away. Like the idea is that the party finds this locket like pretty early on. Here, let's make an item for the locket. So we know who has it. Alright. Curse of Strahd, locket. Alright, and then we'll go over to items, and we will just throw it down here at the bottom. We're going to create an item, and the item is going to be a equipment? Sure. And we're going to put locket. We'll call it an empty locket. Alright. And let's see. We're going to change it to a trinket. There we go. Let's go over to our Curse of Strahd folder. Go to loots. Really haven't made a lot of custom loots for this campaign. Apparently I put a random map in my loots folder. That's pretty useful. Alright, empty locket. We don't know anything else about it. And then we will put this empty locket on the kid. For now. Because we got to figure out where in the adventure the locket actually ended up. So, let's see. No, I don't want you to check down here. Where the fuck is the locket in the adventure without me having to reread it? Oh my god. Okay. Alright, I guess I'll reread it, see if I can figure out where the locket's at. Also, we need to copy this stat block, paste it in. So let's go to our actors tab. We're going to import the stat block. And import. Oof, that did not come in very good at all. Oh well. Let's see. Call it the demon. It's got some pretty good damage resistances though. I could see why it's so confident. Alright. All of its stats came in broken. That's weird. Let's see. It's only got an 8 strength, but it's got a 14 dex, 11 con, 12 intelligence, and 14 wisdom, and a 10 charisma. Alright, cool. So we got our description there, and then we've got our symbiote here. We got our life drain 3 times per day. So we'll go in here and we'll say 3 of 3 per day. There we go. And then they got the possession here. So we'll go here. This will just be secret, but that's fine. And then Shadow Claws. Okay. We'll go over here. That's tied to Dexterity, and it's a finesse weapon. There we go. Alright. And then this should also be a finesse weapon. There. Alright. Only a +4 to your attacks, huh? That's sad. Alright. I wonder why the Shadow Claws have a better attack rating. It's kind of weird. I don't think it's calculated correctly. Unless they just count as a magical weapon. I mean, I'll count them as a magical weapon if you want. There we go. +1 plus at mod. There we go. Sure. Alright. Cool. Okay. And then for the art, we'll go over here, and we'll just use the art from the adventure. So we'll go to Curse of Strahd, Actors, we'll go to Fiends, and I had this for Shadow Demon, and I have that for Felix's Shadow. So maybe we could just use that one, but I'll go ahead and upload this one also. Yeah, we'll just use this one. It's fine. Alright. And we'll go in here. Throw that in there. Blood, they said it was all black. So that's cool. And identity. It is definitely hostile. It doesn't have a name, so we'll just put some question marks. We'll link the actor data. And for resources, always on. Good. Alright. Sweet. So let's go ahead and take Felix. Put him in here. And apparently I already built out... Ah, fucking A. Apparently I already built Felix's demon. Good for me. Alright, my bad. I will just use the one that I built then. There we go. And we will hide her. Cool. I would love to give this to another game, but next Saturday we journey to the Heart of Darkness. Add 1 fanspo to Red Hand of Doom. Alright, sounds good. Let me grab my post-its. Alright. Red Hand of Doom. 1x fanspo. Barnabas. Alright. Got it. Okay. So, let's see what else we've got here. We've already got the demon. I'm just trying to figure out where the hell the thing is. It sounds like they find it in the entryway. Let's see. Okay. The front hallway is painted, the wood floors. 3 young girls chase each other around. Smells like mothballs. The bedroom is sparsely furnished. Damn. Who has the necklace? Oh my god. Alright. It's driving me crazy that I can't figure out who has the necklace. I guess I could put the locket anywhere, right? Or is the locket just on the kid? I don't know. Let's see. Felix is busy carving. I could have sworn it was in somebody's room, though. Alright. The Demon's Locket. Here it is. In Miss Belasco's office. This rusted tin is in the shape of a circle with an X scratched onto the lid. It hangs on an old tin chain, and inside is engraved with an inscription celestial that means, "Let darkness hide from the gaze of light." Alright, I knew it was somewhere. I don't know why Locket didn't queue up on the Control F, but now that that's over with, I think we're done. We're done here. We have added babies. That's important. And we have finished the orphanage nonsense. Alright, so now we're going to go and we're going to check out the town of Vallaki recommendations from Lunch Break Heroes and see if there's anything else cool we could add to this godforsaken town. So I'm looking for Vallaki. Rooms of Weeping, Appendix. Maybe Control F will work in this document. Let's find out. Alright, the town of Vallaki on page 39. What have you got for us? Alright, prepping Vallaki, take your time. Locations, plot hooks, NPCs, the primary NPCs, the secondary NPCs, new locations that we have added, new and updated quest, the missing bones. Milovich lives at the orphanage. I think this is where we left off when we saw orphanage and we knew we had to go make it. He lives at the orphanage and he's a part-time caretaker. After 3 orphan boys went missing, he contracted the wolf hunters at the Blue Water Inn to find them. In order to get the money to hire the hunters, he was manipulated by Anastasia into stealing the bones of St. Angel and giving them to the coffin maker. Well, that's cool. Now Milovich has fallen mysteriously ill and lies catatonic in his bedroom. In order to discover the location of the bones, players will have to cure Milovich or find them by some other means. A shadow in the orphanage. Inside the orphanage, players will find the stern headmistress Claudia Velasco. She is doing her best to juggle the problem of a sick and dying Milovich with the pervasive nightmares and unexplained bruises on nearly all children. If the players investigate, they will find a new addition to the orphanage. Felix is being influenced by a shadow demon who inhabits a locket that Felix carries. The demon is working through Felix to deliver terrible nightmares and suck away Milovich's life force, blah, blah, blah. When the players confront Felix, they'll likely find a demon, the shadow demon. It feels like the players are too big of a threat. The demon will do its best to escape with Felix into the hustle and bustle of Vallaki. If the players catch the demon and kill it, then Milovich wakes up and tells the players all about the missing bones of St. Angel. However, if Felix and his demon aren't caught or dealt with, they'll hide in a crypt in the church graveyard. In 1d4 days, Milovich will die, and the demon will break free of its prison. If the demon is freed, it will take possession of Felix and begin to hunt down orphans that were recently adopted. One family will die each night for 1d4 plus 3 days. That's a lot of... It's continuing the gift sub they got from... Oh, thank you. If the demon is freed, it will take a full possession of Felix and begin to hunt down orphans that were recently adopted. One family will die each night for 1d4 plus 3 days. After the first 3 days, the townsfolk demand justice. In lieu of any known perpetrator, the Baron will arrest Claudia Velasco and attempt to burn her at the stake to appease the bloodthirsty masses. The demon will go on killing after that until it runs out of families. Jumpin' Jesus. Or the players kill the demon. If the players do not kill the demon, it leaves Vallaki and takes up residence in the Amber Temple. Players may find clues as to which family is next by examining a ledger of recent adoptions in Claudia's office. The ledger shows which orphans have been adopted out to families outside of Vallaki, which are the demon's next targets. Another missing servant. The Vallakoviches aren't the only family with servants who have gone missing. Lady Washer's footman Halik has also mysteriously disappeared. I just built him! Just like the Vallakoviches suspect foul play on the part of the Watchers in turn suspect the Vallakoviches. In truth, Halik was abducted by the Night Children's Wolf Pack. The Night's Children Wolf Pack, after they discovered one of their number had fallen in love with him. Well, that's a twist. Now Halik and his love Annika are being held captive in Area Z7 of the Werewolf Den. Lady Washer is offering 50 gold for the discovery of any information regarding Halik's whereabouts. and will pay double if it leads back to the Vallakovich family. Clues to Halik's disappearance can be found in the town square. With a DC 13 charisma persuasion check, several vendors recall Halik talking with a mysterious and beautiful woman on the day he disappeared. If the check succeeds by 5 or more, they also recall a band of fur-clad strangers that were hanging around the same day. Jesus Christ. Okay. Vasily von Holtz is Strahd's alter ego. He uses the guises of Vasily to move among the people of Barovia and to act as his own representative in diplomatic affairs. During the game, Vasily is a great way to get Strahd to personally interact with your party, gather information, subtly work against him. You may introduce him to the party at any point after the players pass Old Bowgrinder, or, right away if you're an idiot like me. Vasily on the surface is friendly, helpful, and informative. He claims to come by his wealth of knowledge by way of his work around town as an accountant. When asked, however, no shopkeeper remembers ever working with someone named Vasily. Despite his friendly facade, Strahd acting as Vasily is always working against the party in some subtle fashion. He may attempt to sow mistrust among the party members and may gift the party cursed items that work against them. For example, Vasily could send the party out to retrieve a wagon shipment that was expecting only for the players to find a suit of plate mail that is, in reality, Strahd's animated armor. If one of your... Well, I like that. If one of your players equips it, then all Strahd has to do at an opportune moment is speak the command word and the armor turns against the player. If your players don't know that Strahd can walk around in Barovia during the daytime, then having Vasily walk around Vallaki during the day is a great way to throw even the most suspicious players off his scent. You can also have him meet with the characters within the Church of St. Andrel while the bones are gone, and the characters are unaware of that fact. Despite Strahd's skill in disguising himself, there are a couple of things that can give him away. The first is the old letter in the washer house from Vasily to Lavina. This is an incredibly old letter, and the handwriting matches that of the writing in the Tome of Strahd. The second is Vasily's house. It's locked up tight like nothing else in Vallaki, but if the players manage to break in, they find an empty house covered in dust that hasn't been used in decades. These two clues should be enough to let any party know that Vasily von Holtz is not who he claims to be, or the fact that he's friendly and helpful in Barovia. Special events, the Feast of St. Andrel. The biggest problem with the Feast of St. Andrel event is its timeline. According to the module, it takes place on the same night as the Festival of the Blazing Sun, 3 days after the player's arrival. We recommend pushing it out so that the feast event takes place 10 days after the players arrive, as well as changing things so that Father Lucian only notices the missing bones 7 days after the players arrive. This change to the timeline sets the feast event apart from the other events in town and gives your players the opportunity to get comfortable with Vallaki and get to know its residents so that we could then murder them. In addition, this guide recommends changing the premise of this event in such a way that it is not part of Strahd's plan at all, but rather that of his consort Anastasia, who's out there causing all kinds of mischief. The following event will take place if the characters do not replace the bones of St. Andrel by the time 10 days have passed since their arrival in Vallaki. Woof. Okay. Anastasia's plan. Anastasia's motivation in this encounter is to kill Irenia, and to do it in a way that will impress Strahd. Oh, baby. That's not going to impress Strahd. She has noted Strahd's preoccupation with Irenia and wants to make a spectacle of killing her in order to show Strahd how inferior Irenia is as a consort choice to herself. She intends to further impress him by killing her in St. Andrew's Church, which is usually barred even to Strahd. Anastasia knows Vallaki well, having grown up as a noblewoman here. She is well aware of the protection conferred to the church by the bones of St. Andrel. She has whispered this information to Milivoj and enticed him into stealing them for her. Anastasia knows that Eastmark and Irenia expect to find protection from Strahd and his minions in St. Andrew's Church, which makes it the perfect venue to expect them. They must come here sooner or later, and they will let their guard down. It's true. They're all headed to the church. When Irenia and the characters enter St. Andrew's Church, read or paraphrase the following. Half a dozen Vallakians are... Vallakians? Nice. Vallakians? That sounds good too. Let's see. Let's zoom in. I can't really fucking read. Alright, here we go. Half a dozen Vallakians are scattered among the pews, praying under their breath, an occasional half-choked sob breaking the contemplative silence. A veiled woman in a somber but finely made black dress, kneels in the front pew, meticulously passing a necklace with beaded black pearls between her fingers. The priest stands at the altar, chanting quietly, but talking gently to anyone who approaches. Anastasia is the veiled figure kneeling in the front pew. Any character with a passive perception score of 15 or higher can tell that the other churchgoers instinctively avoid her, and Father Lucian shoots her an occasional troubled glance. All he knows is that this strange woman appeared to pray here every day since the bones of St. Angel vanished. The pearls Anastasia is holding are a necklace of prayer beads. They contain the following unusual spells: Bane, Bestow Curse, Dance, Macabre, and Fear. When Anastasia casts a spell from the necklace, the spell save is DC 15. The necklace of prayer beads can only be attuned by a warlock, paladin, or cleric who is not of a good alignment. Developments. Anastasia plans to attack as soon as Irina came into her reach, but her being accompanied by unknown adventurers will give her pause. She strikes once she thinks the characters are distracted, talking to Father Lucian. She starts the encounter with a Bane or Fear spell from her necklace of prayer beads to maximize her advantage. A character who did not notice anything suspicious about Anastasia is surprised. During the encounter, Anastasia uses the Vallakians in the church as a source of blood to regain hit points, making use of her Bloody Talons legendary action. Well, now I'm curious. Does our Anastasia have Bloody Talons? Let's see. Hurl, Bite, Claw, Brutalize. Where are your Bloody Talons? Here we go. If Anastasia has dealt damage to any target on her last turn, she can lick the blood dripping off her claws, relishing every drop. This instills her with a sudden blood rush, and she can immediately move up to 45 feet and make one bite attack, even if the target is not willing, restrained, incapacitated, or grappled. While moving this way, she does not provoke opportunity attacks. Spellcasting ability for this ability is Charisma. Her spell save. Okay. That's pretty nuts. Goddamn, CR8. The corpses this produces serve a secondary purpose. She can use the Dance Macabre, and cast it from her necklace to kick off the encounter. Read or paraphrase the following. A snarl makes you spin around just in time to see the woman in the prayer necklace tear off her veil, revealing her monstrously distorted features and the fangs in her mouth. A vampire spawned here in St. Angel's Church. Gasp. The congregation erupts in confused screams as the woman lunges towards Irina, nails extending into claws and teeth glistening. Lovely. All right. So we probably need an Anastasia cover story. So let's see if we could find such a thing. All right. Okay. Kind of struggling here. All right, here we go. All right, so we want a portrait of red-haired woman wearing black dress and black veil over face. All right, let's see what happens. Okay. So while we are cooking that up, let's see if there's any other things that we need for Vallaki. But I think we might be done with this. Let's see, woman wearing funeral veil. Ah, perfect. Man, funeral veils are creepy. Oh my god. Alright. So we're gonna go with this. And this is what the robot cooked up. And I gotta be honest, they all look pretty dope, but not really what we're looking for. So we're gonna go in here, And we've got this person wearing like a funeral thing. Can't really see her face. That works perfect. Alright. So we'll save this out as Curse of Strahd, Funeral Veil. Okay. So, I guess we need to rush back across town to the church. There we go. And we need Milovaj will be here initially, but then he will grow sick, I think, would be the case. And then there's like a delay here. So let's leave a note for ourselves. That seems smart. Alright. So we'll put a note here. The note will say hey Crash. Remember to delay missing bones 7 days. Alright. Good. Update. And then we will hide this so that... Ah, you fucker. We will hide this. Cool. And then let's see. We're going to go in here and we're going to duplicate her. And we're going to say mournful villager 8. There we go. They'll never figure it out. Wahahaha! Alright, and we'll put that in there. And then we'll go to appearance. And we'll go and grab funeral veil. Maybe. There we go. And update. And update. Sweet. And let's see. Oh. Shit. What do we change her name to? Mournful? There we go. So Mournful Villager. We'll just put her here. But we will hide her for now. Okay. And then we'll move Mournful Villager 8 over here. For later. Maybe? There we go. Alright, sweet. So any other extra shit that we need to put on here? We got the demon. We got the missing servant. We got... Oh, missing servant. Alright. So let's go here. Grab these notes. We'll go over to the washer house. Fuck. Where's the washer house? Washer house. And then this poor jabroni right here. I think his name is Bendel. Halik? Alright, yeah. Halik is actually going to be missing in action. So we're going to hide him. And we're going to put this down. Nope. We don't need a Felix here. We're going to go here. There we go. And go to text. Halik taken by werewolves. Exclamation mark. Alright. That should be enough to remind me what the hell is going on. Sure. Alright. Was there any other modifications here? Vasily von Holt sends him on a quest. I love the idea of them getting Strahd's armor. That's fucking hilarious. Let's see. Missing bones. Stefanovic and Sons Apothecary. I think we're good. I think that kind of covers everything for the most part. Let's give it one more look. We will go to... Actually, while I have that open, I wanted to check something. Let's close this. And... man. We got to look at Doru. Because I feel like there's a butterfly effect thing that we need to cover here. Alright, take me to church. The darkness revealed. Donovich. What happens if this guy escapes? Donovich. Father, I'm starving. I don't have enough to eat. Father, I'm so confronted. Pleased with the party not to hurt his son. When pressed, Donovich will unlock the door inside Daru waits. Should Daru be killed by the party? You got any advice for me about what fucking Daru does if he escapes? Because he escaped in like 2 out of 3 games. Nope, nothing. Cool. Alright. So I did some research about how much a vampire needs to drink every day. And essentially, everyone agreed that a vampire only needs to feed on a mortal like once per day. Which means that most people, most commoners, are probably going to die from a vampire bite in 5th edition D&D. But there's a lot of vampires going around. How is it that there's still people left, right? With all the horrible shit that's going on. So a couple things we're going to do. One is we're going to increase the number of basic bitches that live in Vallaki significantly. So we're going to raise the population of Vallaki quite a bit compared to what's listed in the adventure. And then I think we're going to times 10 it or something like that. It's going to be like, I don't want to say it's going to be like 30,000, but like, let's see. Population of a Victorian town. Yikes. Okay, so back in the Victorian era, there was like a lot of people. Oh no. That's actually in Victoria. Okay. We could just look it up in our cool little book. A town has about 1,000 to 10,000 people. So I kind of want to push it closer to like 10,000 people. 35,000? Would that be times 10? Or Venom Slinger, are you just chucking out some sweet numbers for me? Let's see. Does it even tell us in the adventure how many people live in the town? Let's find out. I know it's not nearly enough to support all of the killing that happens in this game. Let's see. Population of Vallaki. Anyways, the other way that they do it is we added... Okay, those are good numbers. I had read online that some people did raise it to 30,000 people, which is fucking crazy, but... we added giants to Barovia. Because there weren't any in the adventure. In Curse of Strahd Rebound, if he escapes, then he returns to the Castle Ravenloft. Oh, okay. That sounds good. Alright. So, what we're going to do then is... the vampires have some giants in Castle Ravenloft that they feed off of, essentially. So that's like their reserve stock. And then any beefy boy adventurers or beefy girl adventurers, any adventurers that they capture that have a lot of hit points, if you know what I mean, they keep them as like livestock and bleed them for blood, and hopefully they don't get blood sickness and die, essentially. So that is kind of how I'm explaining away their need for blood. Because if you got a couple of giants on tap, giants have hundreds of hit points. And then, you know, it's Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. They get a long rest, they get all their points back, and you just bleed them again for more blood. So that is an easy way to explain it. And then also we added giants to the setting, so now the giants serve another purpose besides being in the setting, and that is a source of blood for all the hungry vampires. Because also... the lore is that feeding off of a soulless person does not provide any real sustenance, and then that's an issue as well. So, there we go. Alright, now with all that out of the way, let's look at the Curse of Strahd Reloaded compilation. And let's see... we got Village of Barovia, we got Town of Vallaki. This is a 77-page... beefy ass document. Here we go. If anybody wants to follow along. And let's see. All right. I'll be honest, I didn't read like all 77 pages of this, and I probably won't. But things that would be useful to know would be the government and society, so we know what's going on here, and the crimes and punishment, so we can properly punish the players for breaking the law. And then there's some suggested random encounters, which is pretty fun and adds a bit of life. Somebody made this whole special events tracker, which is kind of wild. So the missing Vistana, Lady Washer's last wish, or Lady Washer's wish, tea with the Baron, Izek's request, Tiger, which we're not going to do that one. Festival of the Blazing Sun, Vasily's Ledger, and Feast of Saint Andrew. All right, and then they have like the triggers, the events, and the outcomes for all of these quests that are listed, which I think is actually pretty helpful. So let's visit all of these quests and see what changed about them. Bluto Kragarov, a Vallakian fisherman without a soul, has been unable to catch fish. We know about this. He, using Blinsky toys to keep her quiet, Bluto is currently preparing to drown Arabelle and Lake Zarevich. So in my game, this girl's been missing for a while. So this dude's just been keeping this kid like on his boat. I don't even know how to explain how he's gotten away with it for so long, other than nobody wants to go near the lake, I guess. PCs can learn of this quest one of the following locations: Aragal, Luvash, or in our case, there was a guy added to the village of Barovia that mentions that this kid has gone missing. And so, rather than go the child abuse route, I'm going to say that he's been taking good care of her, thinking that she is lucky, and she has just sort of been terrified and agreeing to go along with it, and we'll just say that she's afraid of water, so she can't seem to get off the boat. The trigger here is if players encounter Bluto at Lake Zarevich, when they do, that's when they see serendipitously that he is throwing her into the water. So up until that point, she's just going to be on Bluto's boat, essentially. If the PCs encounter a group of traveling Vistani, which they have, they'll also talk about it. If you find her, it will make them very happy, and you get faction with the Vistani. Let's see. You could do a skill challenge to try and save her from drowning, which is probably more realistic than trying to use the 5e turn-based combat movement stuff. And then you can swim deep enough to try and save her. And then, of course, we should put some spooky shit in the lake as well. I don't know if I have the lake loaded or if that's a separate set of maps. I think the lake is a separate set of maps. So we should probably do the lake next. Let me make a note about that. Alright, Curse of Strahd, Lake. Next up. Alright. And let's see. Lady Washer's Wish. Fiona Washer has become embittered by the inept and malicious rule of Baron Vargas Vallakovich and his line, wants to destroy his family for the harm that Victor inflicted on her daughter. To this end, she seeks a worthy accomplice or mercenary to dispose of the Baron's greatest asset protector, his enforcer and captain of the guard, Isaac Strasny. Okay. So she offers to hire the party. Excuse me. Deliver barrels of wine. That seems pretty easy. Defy Baron Vallakovich and rescue Lars Kurgil. Okay. Successfully resist arrest by the Vallakian guards. Once she has identified the PCs, she sent Ertz, Larnak, and or her sons to deliver a standing invitation to dinner. Vargas is not the first terrible burgomaster. Each baron has been just as terrible as the last. Vargas and his captain, Isaac Strasny. Let's see. They're bad dudes. Fiona attempted to create understanding between the two families, and then Victor fucked up her kid. That's going to be awkward since Victor is the fated companion of one of my 3 groups. Alright. If Fiona earns the party's trust, she informs them that as a young woman, she received a prophecy from a seer that told of their coming. She believes the party's arrival in Vallaki foretells the beginning of a new age, and she wants dearly to bring this to fruition. Under no circumstances will she reveal that her book club is a devil-worshipping cult, though she may reference her friends. The PCs seem willing. She asks them to assassinate Isaac. Okay. If they complete this quest by killing Isaac, blah, blah, blah. There's a cult, blah, blah, blah. I feel like we could kind of do this one on our own. Baron Vallakovich's invitation. He is ever fearful of the stability of his position, and he worries about Strahd's agents. He believes that strongly that Fiona Washer has designs on his position, and he's right. Alright. Let's see. He knows that 2 of his servants have vanished in recent weeks, and he believes incorrectly that Lady Washer abducted them to steal information regarding his habits and defenses. However, he's been unable to act on suspicions as the ancient house of Washer is still well established in town and has both wealth, property, and friends in many places, including a number of vassals that work the land Fiona owns. If Vallakovich were to move openly against Lady Washer, Vallaki would erupt into riots. His life's work would be lost. As such, he has faced difficulty in recruiting guards to investigate. Isaac is, of course, far from being subtle. He wants to hire them to spy. If the Baron learns that the daughter of Barovia's burgomaster is in Vallaki, or if the actions we see lead him to believe that they may be potential allies, he sends Isaac to personally invite them over tea. The PCs might request an audience with the Baron to find sanctuary for Arenia. Should he find them trustworthy and firmly opposed to the Devil's servants, he asks them to investigate Washer's home for signs of conspiracy or heresy. As a reward, he offers to assign a pair of guards to keep watch over Irenia for as long as she remains in Vallaki, as well as 200 gold. God damn. He invites the PCs to begin their investigation in his mansion and suggests they interview his wife and son. Lydia is able to provide no useful information, but the PCs are like to uncover the servant's fate upon recovering Victor Vallakovich's journal from his study in the attic. Should the PCs accept the invitation, which Irenia strongly urges for the sake of diplomacy, they are welcomed by Vargas' wife, Lydia, and guided to the den. Doesn't Isaac, like, freak out and steal her at some point? Lydia does her best to entertain the PCs, though she is so lost to Vargas' beliefs that it's clear she has no thoughts of her own. While enjoying the bitter-tasting tea by the cook, Baron asks the PCs' opinions on his magnificent society. Yikes. Should the PCs degrade or question Vallaki's laws or cultures in any way, his attitude quickly shifts. The party insults any tenant of Vallakian society. He orders them to leave. Should the PCs directly challenge his authority, he gets hostile. Should tea time go well, which I don't think it will for any of my groups, should it go well, the Baron asks the PCs to investigate the indiscretions of Lady Washer and the disappearance of his servants. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. We're going to skip Tiger, Festival of the Blazing Sun. The Festival of the Blazing Sun begins at sunrise on the 3rd day after the PCs enter Vallaki, though we're going to push it back 10 days, exactly 1 week after the Wolf's Head Jamboree. That morning, all the townsfolk are shepherded, though few need to be led by the town guards, into the town square for a day of light and liveliness. Blah, blah, blah. Shortly before noon, directs his guards to assemble the Parade of the Blazing Sun, but then it starts to rain. At this point, the storm clouds will ruin everything. Feast of St. Andrew's. Nearly 5 weeks before the PCs arrive in Barovia, Ludmilla? Oh man, nobody can agree on who's responsible for this shit. Ludmilla Vilasevic, Strahd's most loyal and high-ranking bride, visits Vallaki to gather information on the town's socio-political situation. After learning of Tatiana's most recent incarnation without prompting by Strahd, she makes the calculation that Irenia will need to be guided to Castle Ravenloft through the absence of any other safe haven the girl might use to escape her fate. Ludmilla then takes it upon herself to monitor the hallowed ground of the Church of St. Andrew, in case it might prove sanctuary to the embattled Irenia. If Irenia remains within the Church of St. Angelo for at least 3 days, Ludmilla concocts a plan to both desecrate the church and destabilize Valaki's social situation, leaving the town completely unfit for her habitation. She visits Henrik, finding him suitable proxy for her plan due to his cowardly personality and social isolation. Through a combination of thinly veiled threats and the promise of substantial reward, she tasks him with uncovering the secret of the church's holy grounds. The next day, the cloaked and hooded Henrik asks Milovich from the Cursed Orphanage quest. That night, she uses the teleport room to deliver 6 vampire spawn to Henrik's shop, both in preparation for their assault and as incentive for the coffin maker to expedite his work. That evening, Milovich grows sick and pale from the passive influence of the demon locket, means anxious Henrik in the town square to report his findings. Milovich receives instructions to steal the bones and deliver them to the cart near the washer house outside the home of Bluto Krogorov, the town drunk. Milovich steals the bones from St. Angel's Crypt at midnight and receives his sack of gold upon their return. I thought Milovich was sick. Oh my god. The following morning, he makes his way to the Blue Water Inn where he hires the wolf hunters to find the 3 orphans that have gone missing. But I thought he was sick. Oh my god. On the 7th day of Arena's presence within the church, the dawn immediately following the bones' disappearance, Father Lucian discovers the theft. The bones serve as his holy symbol while he's in the church. Without them, he bears none of his priestly abilities and reduced to a commoner. If the party includes a cleric or paladin known to him, Father Lucian immediately seeks them out for help. Oh, man. It sounds like they are making this way more fucking complicated than it needs to be, if I'm being honest. Completing the quest. In order to complete this quest, you gotta complete the fucking orphanage quest. Oh my god. What? You took a normal quest, you made it like 5 pages long. It's ridiculous. Oh my god. Alright. Residents of Vallaki. The rich and powerful. Alright, you know what? I think we got more than enough. Let's call it here. So I'm gonna start piling all of our scenes back into the compendium, and it is what it is. It is what it is. So let's go to our compendium, and we'll go to scenes, and I believe, let's see, which one is it in? It's in one of these. Alright. Which one of you guys has the Curse of Strahd shit in? Alright, it's this one. Okay. So, we will close Town of Vallaki and Vistani Camp, which is also taken care of, and Vallaki Expansion Pack, and we'll move all those back in. Alright, sweet. So, I think that means we've got to go into the compendium and we've got to get rid of those things. So I am going to delete Vallaki Expansion Pack. Really hope that doesn't break anything. Oh no, what is happening? Alright. And then we're going to go down here and we're going to do Town of Vallaki. Okay. And then finally, we will go get rid of the Vistani camp. Now, something that's in my notes is that all of the Benios maps have Fog of War enabled. So before we import these back in, we're going to go and we're going to go to every single one of these maps and we're going to turn off Fog of War. So I guess we'll just start at the beginning and go from there. So Fog Exploration off. That's going to be fun. This is the kind of like prep streaming that everybody wants to watch, is a dude going through and clicking a little checkbox about 40 fucking times. Let's see, configs. Now, the argument could be made that I could just turn these off when I load the scenes, but I don't really want to do that 3 times when I could just do it 1 time right now. So that's why I'm just going through and toggling it off. I could probably try to find a script that would just turn off Fog of War for every scene. Maybe. Um, that's actually not a bad idea, because it would certainly save me time in the future of having to manually toggle all these off. Alright, but for now, I think we're making pretty good progress. So we'll just go here. But if anybody out there has a good script that they prefer for shutting off fog exploration on every scene in a Foundry world, please let me know, because that would be fantastic. Alright. I'm just not a fan of keeping Fog of War on in a game that you're trying to make scary. Because a lack of knowledge and a deprivation of senses is going to make things more scary. Being able to look and see where you've been and see everything that's happening, that's just, you know, that takes away the unknown factor. And I don't think that's good. Alright, go here, toggle this off, go here, oof, and go here. Like, I get it, like, Benio's built these maps, and he likes Fog of War. I just don't like it, and it's, it kind of sucks that I gotta go turn it off every single time I run a scene. So, and currently I've just had to do it like every time they go to a new area, I have to remember to like turn it off ×3. So I'm trying now to get into the habit of doing that ahead of time, you know, during these prep sessions. And then when I put them back in the compendium to grab later, they're already populated with all the actors, and they have all the fog effects turned off. So, all right, Washer House. There we go. God, it feels like we worked on Vallaki for so long, but it is such a big like part of the adventure, and it's kind of like the central hub of the entire world. So I'm just glad it's over though. Alright, that's taken care of there. And then let's see, Vallaki expansion. I don't think it really matters if we have Fog of War enabled for the toy shop, but just to be thorough, we'll go through and grab all of them. Alright. And configure. Oh my god. Alright, what else we got? General store. Okay. And the goal here for the stores is to not even use the interior of the stores if possible. We're just kind of like, I don't know. We're just being thorough right now. So let's see. Close that. Config. We're almost there, guys. And config. So I guess the question is, do we have Ludmilla responsible for all the shit happening in the town? Do we have Strahd responsible for what's happening in the town? Or do we have Anastasia responsible for what's happening in the town? Ludmilla, when I played her for my classic group, I played her as very capable, very polite, like the one kind of managing the household. She actually does what Strahd says and helps Strahd, unlike the other two who are a little rowdy, or the other three. Alright, let's see. So that finishes streets. Now we got town square. I think we should just go with Anastasia, but the other group is going to be aware of Anastasia's situation, being a vampire and stuff, but she is disguised with that fancy veil, so let's see. There we go. But that brings the question of what would Ludmilla do? Like, what is her role out in the world? if all of these other things are being taken care of by other people. Like what is she bringing to the table? And for that matter, what is the other bride bringing to the table? She's out there like with her hellhounds, like hunting shit. Like, I know that it's important to make the brides more active in the game. I just don't know what to do with them, is kind of the situation I'm in. Alright, save that. Oh, there's so many little maps here. Go. Lighting, turn that off. Config. Jesus Christ. I'm like losing track of if I've got them all. I think this is it. Yep. Alright. So, we removed all of these directories from our compendium. Now we can re-import them. So, let's start with this. We're going to export to compendium and hope this works. Right, folder, but we got 50% load time, so let's see what happens. Ugh. And if it works, they should show up in this folder that we're looking at. It should just see that it belongs in Curse of Strahd and put it in Curse of Strahd, or it should put the folder like somewhere close to it, but not where we needed it to be. And I want to make sure that this one actually imports correctly before we start messing around and doing the others. But you can see that it has taken a hot minute. And this is the smallest of the three things that we have to import. Alright, so there was a little jump there, and I think that means it did it successfully. So if we scroll down to Curse of Strahd, and we open it up, let's see. There should be a folder in here. I am not seeing a folder in here. Modular, Village of Kresik, Yester Hill. Fuck. Where did it end up then? Okay. So I think they all ended up loose, which really blows. Let me see. Yeah, they're all just loose in there. Ugh, that is like the worst. Okay, so we're gonna go down here to Curse of Strahd. We'll make a folder, and we'll call it Vistani Camp. And let's change the folder color out. Alright. And how best to get all of these Vistani maps into the Vistani folder? I guess we'll just drag them by hand. Alright, so we got the Vistani camp, and we'll just start dragging them over. Yikes. Is it really gonna like push me to the top each time? Fuck. Alright, that blows. I wonder why it imported it as a folder successfully last time, but this time it's being like fussy about it. Alright, we'll tweak the settings on the next one, but either way, I either need to drag them in manually, or I have to delete them all and try re-importing them, so we'll just do it this way. But man, it kind of blows. And like, I keep meaning to go through and, you know, package all of the stuff into folders, but there's only so much time. Do you know what I mean? There's only so much time. But if they were all in their own folders, I wouldn't have to like scroll down each time and drag it, which would be kind of nice. Alright, let's see. God, there's so many. I cannot afford for it to import incorrectly on the next one, so I've really got to make sure that we get this right the next time. Maybe I could just try dragging the actual folder itself over instead of telling it to import to compendium. I don't think that'll work though. Alright, 3 more times. Oof. Hey, but on the bright side, we did get Vallaki finished, which was the goal. And so next up is going to be the windmill and the lake. So technically, if the party did try to go to the windmill, there's only a handful of things that you have to put onto the map. I could have sworn I already had the windmill set up, but I might be wrong. And then the lake, I mean, that's a lot of theater of the mind there anyways for the lake, so should be fine. But I can't imagine that they'd go all the way to Vallaki and then be like, you know what, let's go see this windmill instead, or let's, you know, go around the town and then out onto the boat. But who knows? D&D players, they kind of just do whatevs. Alright, so in Curse of Strahd, we want to drag over Vallaki expansion. So let's see if this works. I picked it up, I dragged it over. It did not get any sort of message that it was trying to import it or anything cool like that. So that kind of sucks. Alright, so we're going to go to export folder structure. And we're going to merge by name if possible. And here we go. Hopefully this works. Alright, it closed it down. I think that's good because it means that it's building a folder for us, and that's why it closed it. And if that works, then we can go ahead and do the same thing for Town of Vallaki, which will take a hot minute to do. And then it will be backed up, which is fantastic. Ideally, we would log into all 3 of the worlds and we would drag in all of these new actors that we've created to make sure that they are in the world before we bring the scene in. If you bring a scene in and the scene is referencing actors and those actors don't already exist, they will break. Like the link between them will break. So the order of operations, if you're not using some kind of load package, is you have to bring the actors have to be there before the scene. You can't do the scene and then the actors, otherwise you gotta drag fresh actors out or relink all the actors manually, which is a real pain in the ass. Now there are mods that would allow us to bundle everything up into essentially like a package, and then we would just install that package to the world and have everything we need just show up, which would be fucking awesome. I have not spent the time to learn how to do that, so sadly it is not an option for me. Alright, looks like the Vallaki expansion has arrived. Looking at the settings, we can see that fog exploration is off, which indicates that we messed with this, so that's great. Alright, so we're going to go to Town of Vallaki, and we're going to do the same thing. We are going to export the folder structure, and we're going to send that folder structure right over there. Oh, man. Okay. So, we've got that sorted and loading. Let's go ahead. I don't want to fuck with Foundry while it's loading stuff into the compendium. So let's go ahead and look at the lake. So let's see. I think the lake is part of the chapter for the town. So let's go to the Town of Vallaki again and look for the lake. Alright. The North Gate, sometimes called Zarovich Gate, or the Gate to the Lake, because it leads to the lake, which is in Chapter 2, Area L. Oh, shit. Okay. I didn't know that. So let's go to Lake Zarovich. We got Lake Zarovich. At the foot of a mountain nestled in the misty forest is a large lake. The water is perfectly still and dark, reflecting the black clouds overhead like a monstrous mirror. If the characters arrive along the shore north of Vallaki in the daytime read, poled up along the south shore are 3 small rowboats. A 4th rowboat can be seen in the middle of the lake with a lone figure sitting in it, fishing pole in hand. Each rowboat can safely hold 5 people. The person fishing on the lake is Bluto Krogorov, a neutral evil male human commoner, a resident of Vallaki. He's in a trance and doesn't respond to anything or anyone unless attacked. His boat, 400 feet from the nearest shore. Tied up in the boat is 7-year-old Vistana named Arabelle, and she's gonna drown. Alright. And that's it. That's all there is for the lake. Now, when I attempted to play this with my IRL group, as a player, our DM gave Bluto, like, his own fishing boat, which was way cooler than a rowboat, because he's a fucking fisherman. And also, we got attacked by a lake monster, which was actually pretty dope. The monster itself was kind of a weird choice. It was like a moonstone dragon or something, or I don't know. It definitely wasn't the correct monster, in my opinion, for a lake monster. But I think he had a moonstone dragon miniature, and he wanted to use it, and that's kind of what happened there. Man, it's really taken a long time for this thing to load. So we could probably put a lake monster in. That'd be kind of neat. I don't know if it's really necessary, but it could be pretty fun to put a lake monster in. All sorts of things get dragged into the mist, and a lake monster would be kind of fun. I hope that the Benios map has an actual boat and not just like canoes, because it would be really cool to have a fishing boat for this. Oh, are we done? Exporting complete. Fantastic. Let's scroll down and take a look. Town of Vallaki. Beautiful. Baron's house. Lighting. Is fog exploration turned off? Alright, so we cross our fingers and we say prayers, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to delete these folders. So Town of Vallaki folder, we are deleting you because we have backed you up. And Vallaki expansion, we will delete. There we go. And then the Trial of Water, indeed. And then the, let's see. Well, we're definitely done in the Village of Barovia, so we could go ahead and delete that. That's done to death. The Serapools Camp and Falls. I think I already finished these and moved them back in. So those are good, question mark. They've got to be good, because my other group ran them. I think. Hold on. We'll take one as, like, we'll take a sample real quick. So let's see. Where's the Serapool? Oh, let's see. Abbey, Amber Temple, Argynvoshalt, Castle Ravenloft, Gates of Barovia, Lake Zarovich, Mad Mage, Modular City, Old Bone Grinder, Town of Vallaki, Solenka Pass. Maybe I didn't move the Serapool back in yet. Oof, I'm glad I checked before I deleted it. Fuck. Alright. So, the Serapool approach. I don't think there's anything going on with Serapool that we really need to worry about. Serapool Camp. Alright. I feel like I set up the Serapool already. from my other group, but I guess that was my other group, my classic group. Let me see. Forge VTT. Maybe I was in a rush and I didn't. I just set it up there. So let's see. Classic. Go ahead and reboot this thing. We got 25 minutes before the game starts. We could fuck around. We're gonna stop. We're gonna start. We're gonna launch. Oh, it's thinking about it. It's thinking real hard about it. Oh, there it goes. Alright, so we'll let Curse of Strahd Classic boot up. And I'm going to have to do some prep on that on Saturday because we'll have to delete all of the Castle Ravenloft shit because they've already been to Castle Ravenloft in my Classic game. And we'll have to bring in all of the Vallaki stuff. So that's a whole thing. But I think I did prep for Sarah Pools, so we should probably get that taken care of. Let's see. Sarah Pool encampments. There are some horses, there are some Vistani, and there are some tough Vistani. And that's about it. So it wouldn't have been that hard to prep it ourselves. TBH. But I wanted to see if I had already done it, and if I did, then I'll just import. Don't need to do it twice. But it's going to be a hot minute to load up because this world. But no, there's no chance to fight Madame Eva. This is like her little area where you lay down your cards and shit. Okay, and let's see. Tent fly through, card fly through. So Sarah Pool and Falls. Alright, well the Falls are a completely different set of maps. TBH. Let's see. And then we've got the exterior camp. Alright, so what we're going to do is we've already got the draft horses on the map. We'll go to lighting and we'll turn on fog exploration. And we'll go and grab some Vistani. Alright. So we're going to have some Vistani Toughs. And then we're going to have a few Vistani Sneaks. These Vistani Sneaks are not getting custom art. That's a little disappointing. And then we got some basic bitches. So one. Let's see. 2. We need 9 of them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And one of my players did ask if their backup character could be seated here when they arrive so that the character is like established or whatever in the lore. So let's go ahead and get that set up real quick. All right. Okay, so we've got this lady, and then I guess we're gonna put some Vistani-esque clothes on her. Let's see. Go in here and grab, whoops, all of this. There we go. Yikes. All right. Go over here, paste this in. And like so. Wow. This real human woman, she has a lot broader shoulders than the AI generated art lady. It's almost like the AI doesn't really know how to draw anatomy or anything. He says judgmentally, having just started his journey as an artist. Oh well. I thought about streaming that, but I'm like really shy about it. I don't know. But I got an Apple Pencil, so like I was gonna like start streaming. I think we could just use it as is, honestly. Do we really need to put Vistani clothes on here? Probably not. Eh, alright. And let's see, we'll do this. And there we go. And let's see. That works fine. Save it out. And let's see. Curse of Strahd, Vistani, Ayla. Alright. And let's see. We'll head back in here. We don't need the classic world anymore, so we'll close it. And we will duplicate this Vistani sneak. And we'll put Ayla, Vistani sneak. And there we go. Alright. I don't like that they're all hostile. That seems kind of bad. It's whatever, I guess. Alright. Blood's enabled. All that's enabled. Ally for now. That works. Hopefully we never need it, because no one's going to die in this campaign. Alright. Grab that. See, it's good that I double checked, because I was actually convinced that I already had this prepped and ready to go for all my games. And they might go there tonight. So it's kind of good last minute that we went and like double checked this. Alright, cool. So that's sorted out. We got Madam Eva here. I'll put her invisibly right there. And I think that is good. Alright, so that's the only major change, is we changed out the Sarahpool camp bit. Everything else here is the same. And there's nothing really to do about the Sarahpools, except we could go in and disable the Fog of War. Those kind of, they're treated the same way as roads. In my opinion, like anywhere that you need a bridge, like that's what we're kind of using these for. I've already used them a number of times. Here we go. Turn that off. And turn this off. Good, good, good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Alright, and Sarahpool Approach has, 3 maps. Alright. I do actually need the Sarahpool Approach maps because there is a random encounter for Daybreak that got rolled up that should happen on one of these approach maps. Probably the road approach. And let's see. Lighting. Turn that off. So that was our 15-minute warning that the game starts in 15 minutes. Alright. Now we already backed up the Vistani camp, so we should be able to close that out and delete it, because that's been backed up. God, I hope it has. Alright, here we go. And then Sarahpool, we need to delete the one that is stored so that we could put this one instead. Oh, there isn't one here, so that works out perfectly. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and export the folder structure and go for it. Alright. Now, something that I thought about doing tonight was Anne took a dark gift, and the dark gift came with some stipulations that Anne had to be kind of an asshole. But the problem is, Anne is controlled by Dom, and Dom is not an asshole. Dom is one of the sweetest, kindest people in the whole world, and I would go on record saying that even if it turned out he was a serial killer, I would be like, he was probably really polite and really sweet to him as he was killing them. Like, he's just a really nice guy. So here's the problem. How do we mechanically punish the player for not role-playing enough? Okay, so let us look at this particular individual. And I believe they have taken a blessing from Great Tar Hack, the Five-Headed Destroyer, the dark power of a giant's strength and hunger. In order to level this thing up, you have to kill powerful opponents of larger size, bully and eat those smaller than you, kill powerful giants, give up your humanity to become a giant, and of course, free Great Tar Hack. These are all things that would make these powers and abilities get stronger and better. You can see that there are 4 tiers of power. Currently, at tier 1, Anne has gained Powerful Build. You count as 1 size larger when determining your carrying capacity, and the weight you can push, drag, or lift. Physically increase your bulk. And then a transformation boon, but then transformation flaw, bully the weak. Physical weakness disgusts you. You cannot be ordered about by the weak. If you encounter any humanoid with a strength lower than yours, you must make a will check DC set by the GM or beat that creature into submission. And we haven't made this happen yet. If the creature submits to your superior strength, you may spare it as long as it serves you well. If it ever challenges your authority, you must make a new will check at disadvantage to avoid beating it. But there's no penalty for Dom not doing these things. So, I'm going to say that we were in the honeymoon part of it, and they were just getting the hang of things. But now, especially with the death of Daniel, she is going to become increasingly upset. And she is going to essentially begin to beat up other people around her. If she does not, she will take psychic damage. And eventually, that psychic damage will not kill her. It will actually just confuse her and make her go into a rage and start attacking everyone around her. So if she does not give in to these impulses, she will start to harm other people unwillingly. So that's kind of the angle that we're going to take with that. But we've been very lenient. It doesn't seem like it because this game is hard as balls. But we've been very lenient with this dark power. But if you take a dark power in my games, you're going to regret it, but you're also going to be really excited about it because it made you hella strong. Alright, so let's check out where we're at with old Bone Grinder and also Gates of Barovia, which I don't think we need the Gates of Barovia anymore. These are all taken care of. Shit. Is this really the 4K version? Oh, that's horrible. Let's see. Oh, no. God, those are a real pain in the ass to load. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and delete these from here. And we don't need Dirt's Manor anymore. So we could probably get rid of these. I think I will go ahead and import that folder structure, export it, so we get that taken care of. And all of them are outside of the party's current level and power scope. There's no way that any of the groups are going to deal with that, I say that, this week or this weekend. Maybe next weekend, tops, but it ain't going to go so hot for them, so we'll just kind of see what happens there. Alright, so Dirt's Manor should be inserted now. There we go. Fantastic. So we'll go ahead and delete Dirt's Manor. Alright. Sadly, I only got 9 minutes left, so I should probably end the stream here and go see if the players need any help with anything. our next prep stream will either be Saturday evening or Sunday morning, and we will work on the lake, and we will work on Old Bone Grinder. So that's what we're going to be working on next. We might, if we have time, also look at the modular city and see if there's anything from the modular city that we want to use. But I don't think so. I think we'll be pretty good. This is just kind of like some backups for shops and things like that, which I think is kind of covered under the Vallaki expansion anyways. So yeah, next stream we're going to be working on the lake and Bone Grinder. If we finish Lake and Bone Grinder, we'll go ahead and start working on magical food crafting. So that's going to be the next thing that we work on mechanically. We are almost done prepping all of the maps. Vallaki was the biggest hurdle. So with Vallaki finished, much of the rest is already taken care of, which is fantastic news. All right, so the game is going to start in about 8 minutes. Dom Odyssey is going to be the player who is streaming it if you want to watch it live. Otherwise, the VOD will be up on Monday. Tomorrow, Dom and I are going to do some vodcasting. I'm not sure what we're going to be talking about in the vodcast. Fortunately, not a lot of crazy stuff is happening in the news right now, so who knows? Maybe we'll talk about Solasta, because that's actually been pretty enjoyable. And then Saturday morning, Red Hand of Doom. Saturday night, I got my Curse of Strahd Classic game. We might do some prep on stream for that. Sunday morning, we've got Curse of Strahd Daybreak. Sunday night, we got Mythic Odyssey. We left off on a pretty big cliffhanger. 2 people are about to die, so that's kind of crazy. Monday, we've got some time traveling shenanigans in Odyssey Prime. Tuesday, double feature, Cyberpunk Red and Pathfinder 2E Abomination Vault. Wednesday of next week, nothing's going on, and then Thursday we'll be back here. Also look for Pathfinder study sessions. They have no schedule, they just happen whenever there's free time. We are working our way through all of the Pathfinder 2 rules to learn the system. All right, hope everybody has a good weekend coming up, and I'll see you next time.